Windows flicker, neon bright. Old freaky gamer plays all night. Joystick in one hand, fries in the other. He's the king of one more level, brother. Press start, he's in the zone. His throne's a squeaky chair alone. Old freaky gamer, he's got the knack. Blasting through the game's attack. Leveled up and don't look back. Old freaky gamer on the track. 8-bit dreams and a 16-bit past. His reflexes slow, but his will is fast. Button mashing like a man possessed. High score chasing, he's obsessed. Respawn, repeat, rage, quit, restart. Every pixel's a work of art. Game over doesn't mean goodbye. He's back again, give it one more try. Old freaky gamer, he's got the knack. Blasting through the game's attack. Leveled up and don't look back. Old freaky gamer, he's got the knack. Blasting through the game's attack. Leveled up and don't look back. Old freaky gamer on the track.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GamezAttack podcast, everybody. Oh yeah, you like that part? I only played a little bit of it. There's still a lot more to go, but that was the new, or I just did in 2 seconds ago, AI theme song. Now, I know a lot of you probably out there hate AI. I know there's a lot of AI hate right now, but I created that all, like, not just by myself, but I used Suno. You ever hear of Suno AI? Well, they create AI songs, and this is all original. It's all the stuff I typed in there myself and just created. I wanted to create something a little bit new than my older AI themed music, and I'm like, because I can't create shit music myself, I'm like, well, let's see what the AI can do this time. So even though AI isn't always a great thing, for little things like this, I think we can all agree a little AI could be okay, as long as it ain't taking away major jobs out there and stuff. But making theme songs and stuff and a little bit of artwork and stuff like that, as long as it's not, ripping off anybody else's work, I think it's good. And I listened to, when I did that, when I was playing around with Suno AI a little bit, and I got a couple theme songs out of it. I'm like, oh, these sound good. Now, I do have my original theme song still, but I wanted to create something new, especially now that I do the weekly show. I should have put that in there. I might even have to redo all that stuff, because I forgot to say this is a weekly podcast in the music theme, but I think it came out pretty good. We'll listen to more of it in the later show, and at the ending of the show, there's a remixed version of this AI theme song that you're just listened to when we started the show, and remixed it in another tone, and it sounds, even though it sounds exactly like the other one, it's in a different tone. It sounds even cooler, and I think it's a good way to bring in and bring out of the podcast show, because, like I said, this is a podcast show. This is Old Freaky Gamer. This is GamezAttack podcast. Why not? Why not? Why not? And hold on, I got to clean my glasses because I got some schmut on my sunglasses here. And you're probably wondering why do Mr. Mikey, you're wearing the sunglasses all of a sudden? You want to look cool? And I'm like, yeah, I like to look cool, but also with all the bright lights shining at me, it's hard to see when you got super bright lights shining at you all the time. And my eyes have been really bad lately, especially with light. That's probably the gamer in me with the light going on. But I hope you like the theme song. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube, or send me an email. Send me a message saying if you like it or not. That's at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. You can also tweet or BlueSky me at OldFreakyGamer as well, because I'm also on those two social networks. And let me know. Let me know in all the comments, because I think that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty, just me messing around, adding some words, doing this and that. I think that was pretty good. pretty good. And it's something I don't have to copyright because it's all just stuff from my stuff. The music was created for my thing, and it's not ripping off anybody else's art or anything. It's not like if I knew somebody that can make music and theme songs and stuff, I would definitely hire that person to do that, but I don't know anybody out there, and this is simple and easy. And like I said, this is a hobby, so it's not like I have a bunch of money to just throw somebody to do theme music for me anyway. So yeah, I think it's the best of these worlds. So don't hate me for using some AI. I'm not putting anybody out of jobs, at least not yet. Not like everybody else. So welcome, this is a video game podcast show, and I am recording this on Thursday. I think it's, the 24th, Thursday. The day before I start the next stream series, which is going to be RoboMike Rogue City. And it's really Robocop Rogue City, but it's called RoboMike because I am Robocop Mike in a Rogue City. Get it? I know, I'm old. And that's how I make my starts. But I was thinking of games to start to record. I know you're listening to this and watching this in the future, so this just happened in the past on Friday. So I'm recording this on Thursday, the day before the stream, but you're listening or watching this days after the stream and stuff like that. So I hope it went well. I hope I did a good gameplay of Robocop Rogue City because it looked like a game. When I watched other people play it, it looked like a game that I really wanted to play. And I'm like, well, I just finished, sort of finished Bioshock Infinite. I still got to play the DLCs. I am going to play the DLCs at some point sooner than later, hopefully. And I will do a nice video of that. It might be longer because they say that the DLCs are kind of long each. They're like 4 hours or something each. If that's the case, we'll see. It might be a very long video. I don't know. Of Bioshock Infinite DLC content. I don't know. Because I just wanted to do one more video of that stuff. I don't know if I want to do like a multi-set. It depends on how each DLC session is and how long. I'll record each of them individually, and then I'll make a determination at the very end to see if I'm going to be putting them all as one final video or if they're going to be multiple videos of those gaming sessions of the DLC for Bioshock Infinite. But that was a great game. I had fun playing it. It was quicker than I thought to beat it. I forgot how quick those games were. See, that's what I like sometimes. We don't always need these super gigantic, large games, people. I know some people like them. I like them too. But sometimes we need smaller games, good sessions that take us, like, what was it, like 4 for this whole main campaign for Bioshock Infinite? Was it like 4 sessions I did? I think I did 4 episodes, and then each episode was like 2.5 hours-ish, give or take. And that was me actually also going off the beaten path and searching around for stuff, doing stuff on the sides and stuff a little bit here and there. So technically, it was like, what, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about almost 10-ish hours, give or take 10-ish hours for a 10-hour game. That ain't bad. That's some good games right there. And those used to be, what, $40, $50 back in the day for something like Bioshock Infinite. Now people are trying to squeeze out $80 for games and such like that nowadays. Well, at least some people. Some people are rolling back on that, but some people are rolling forward on that. And we'll be talking about that in the Games Talk Newz later in the show. We might actually start that earlier than later, but we'll see. But yeah, I can sometimes getting a game that isn't super long is pretty good to stream. Now, for Robocop Rogue City, I saw that it was like, 10 to 12 hours to beat that game as well, depending. I think that's what I saw on the call sheet on the time to beat. But I don't know for sure, so we'll see. We'll wait and see when I play that, and I'm looking forward to that. I watched other people play it. I watched other people playing on streams and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I want to play this game. And this is the perfect opportunity for me to just play the game, have some fun, and stream it for Fridays for a bit. And yeah, that's all I got to say on that. So before we start up the show with some fun talk about video games and fun stuff and all that, we got some good news, bad news. We're going to kick this show off on a somber note, a double somber note, mind you. And I should have put up their pictures on here, but I did not. I didn't go out and get some clip art of them or anything yet. But 2 people have passed away not too long ago during this week. In the beginning of the week, I think it was Tuesday. Don't quote me on it. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. Or at least I think I got the news on Tuesday. I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday, so don't quote me on this. A legend in the rock and roll business and the heavy metal business had passed away finally. And I do mean finally, because I thought this guy was going to outlive everybody. He outlived my mom. He outlived a bunch of other people. He was doing drugs and all that. That would be Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, front runner of Black Sabbath, Crazy Train. He did, his famous song, Crazy Train. You can't hear him speak except when he sings. Then you can hear him actually talk. And he always looked like a zombie in everything you've seen him in. Outside of that, and like when he did that, him and his family did the reality, semi-reality, because I think it was all fake it then, or they did the ending fake or whatever. I'm sure most of it was real, but then the end of the Osbournes was fake. But they had that. I don't know. Was it on MTV as well? I forgot if it was on HDTV. I think it was on MTV. It was an MTV reality show, The Osbournes. And I used to watch that religiously with my mom back in the day, my grandmother and stuff. And all you'd hear is, Sharon! And I'm like, yeah, this guy seems like he's already in the home. And I just see him. He's just looking at the TV like, what? Like he was not really there, but he was kind of there. And you would see him try to do stuff. And really, he didn't look like he could do anything at all. And it was just really funny and stuff. And then you had Jack, Sharon, and Kelly Osbourne. Mainly Jack and Kelly. They used to be a lot fatter. They used to be fat kids. Fat, annoying brats, I'm just going to say. Now it looks like they slimmed up a bit. They look more respectable. I don't know about Kelly. I don't know if she's respectable or anything, because she seemed like she was a big brat herself, but they seem more respectable, especially Jack. He seems very respectable now, grown up and stuff. And Sharon's just, the wife, the mother, the manager of Ozzy. She hung in there even though apparently he cheated on her or something, which I'm like thinking, and this was more recent or something, like she found out he cheated on her. I'm like, how did Ozzy cheat on anybody? Because it's, first off, he's like a zombie. I don't know how he would cheat, because he doesn't seem like he does much of anything. And I hate to say that, because you just look at him, he looked like a mummy already. He looked like he was like a robotic, like animatronic or something. I don't know. Drinking a lot of drugs will do that to you, especially if you bit the head off a real bat back in the day, which that was here in Buffalo, New York, mind you. That was in a concert at an old arena that we used to have here in Buffalo, New York, which is still up apparently. It's like not used, but it's next to the what is our arena called nowadays? I don't even know what our new arena is already. But that happened here in Buffalo, New York. So we got some history with Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, and him biting the head off the bat, a real live bat. So yeah, some history for there. So, but I liked Ozzy Osbourne. I like his music, especially Crazy Train and stuff like that. He did a lot of good singing for a guy that can't talk. A British guy like him, but passed away at 76, and I'm like, damn, he was 76. I thought he was like 80 something about now, but no, he was only 76, still young in today's terms, but still, young. But like I said, for a guy like him that partied a lot, did a ton of shit, I'm surprised he lived even close to 70. So, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Dark Lord of the underworld. I hope that final concert, which he did only mere weeks before he died, which this week he died. In a mere couple weeks before that, they were just talking about how his super blowout final concert in Britain and stuff. And I'm like, oh, and they're going to put this on a streaming show. I hope they put it in theaters, because I would actually maybe go to a theater to see this. But if it's on streaming, I'm thinking it might be Disney. I'm sure a lot of people will be fighting over the rights to stream the final concert. This will probably be bigger than like the Aries tour and stuff. I hate to say that because I don't really care about Taylor Swift and all. I'm sorry, Swiftie fans. I don't like her music. I think her music's horrible, sucks. She's pretty hot, but her music and her attitude just screams sucks to me. I'm sorry. Like I said, good body, bad attitude. I don't like her music. I listen to some of her music and it's all the same. Bad taste. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Anyways, like I said, the Ozzy tour, final tour show should probably be, I hope it's on a Disney streaming service or something like that, because they would have the best quality. Otherwise, I would think it'd be like Amazon would probably go for it, but you never know. Maybe Netflix might pick it up. It's one of the big three. I know that. I know it ain't like HBO or anything. It's got to be one of the big three. It ain't going to be Paramount, because they just paid so much money for this South Park rights and stuff. I don't think they have enough money to spend on the Ozzy Osbourne final tour. I would think it would be something like a Disney production or something, because Disney's got their claws into everything. But like I said, Amazon's got a lot of money, so does Netflix, so it's gonna be one of those three, and I will be happy to watch it on one of those. Or if it comes out on Blu-ray or something, I'll buy it on Blu-ray, because I'm crazy like that. Just like Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train. So rest in peace, Dark Lord Sire. I'm surprised you lived this long, but shit, it was good times. Because I didn't really hear much from him, because he was in really bad shape at the end. And I always hoped that he would come back to do like one more concert over here in the States or something like that. But that never happens. It's just like how I wanted to see Aerosmith for the first time or last time or whatever, because they were doing their farewell tour. And then just a couple of, it was in the summer still. It was just before because I even got tickets to see him here live in Buffalo here. Then Steven Tyler's vocal cords blew out, and now he's not doing the tour anymore and never going to sing at a tour again, I guess. And it's like, shit, I can't even see Steven Tyler and Aerosmith now, and I had tickets to that. And that sucks, because a lot of these old bands are the best bands, So, yeah, like I said, rest in peace, Mr. Osborne. You were great. Got great music. Family's probably, I don't know. But, and then we had another big loss this week. This one was, I shouldn't say surprising either, but it was more of a shock, because I just saw it today before I was doing starting the podcast. I was going on the internet. I was doing all this stuff, and I look, and I'm like, oh, fucking shit, no way, this guy died. So, Terry Bolega, right? Terry Bolega, I think that's how you say his name. Bolega, excuse me. As you would know him, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, passed away, age 71. 71! He was younger than Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy outlived Hulk Hogan. And Ric Flair. No, Ric Flair's still alive. Yeah, Hulk Hogan passed away today, this morning, from cardiac arrest. A lot of cardiac arrest, because that's what happened to Mike Madison when he passed away. Mike Madison passed away at his house with cardiac arrest. Now Hulk Hogan passed away. But Hulk Hogan was really, really in bad shape. He had super back problems. He had neck problems, like they were saying. He had a lot of other issues. He was really bad shape before I heard the news. This was a few years ago, before all the lawsuits and all the other stuff. And even though, it came to light, which you would pretty much figure a lot of these wrestlers and stuff and famous people are a bunch of fucking dicks and assholes, especially with Hulk Hogan, because he was portrayed as, for all the kids, eat your vitamins and do your thing, brother. And, sure, he turned out to be a dick and an asshole and stuff, but, he's, as his persona, Hulk Hollywood Hogan. You got to love the guy. You got to love what he did for professional wrestling, for the WWE, or back in the day, WWF or WWF, brother, and stuff like that. And when he turned to, NWO and all that, he helped form NWO and all that when he went to WCW later. So much stuff with Hulk Hogan. And, he's been in a couple movies. He's been in a few movies. Suburban Commando, which I don't think I've seen. Do I have that? I think I might have that. The 3 Mountain Moon thing with the 3 ninja kids. Did a bunch of other stuff, appearances. He was in a few episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger. If you really want to know stuff, see, I'm a very big fucking nerd at this stuff, so I know a few things about what he started. So yes, he was Boomer. He was an ex-con turned good that ran like a Boys and Girls Club Center, basically. And he was in a few episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger, and Chuck Norris, and him were acting together. And I'm like, oh shit, he was, you got him as Boomer there. And like I said, he was a fun wrestler, fun antics and stuff. I wish I would have met the guy, even though he is or was known as a big giant dick. But whatever, I'm a dick too. We're all dicks out there, folks. We're all assholes and elbows and stuff. So, can't blame them. At least they give us good entertainment. But 71. But you got to understand too, he did a lot of steroids, a lot of drinking, probably a lot of drugging, also a lot of partying back in his day, plus don't forget the fucking wrestling, brother. Smashed up his body really good for each and every day for all of us out there. So, yeah, sad. You don't want to think about the bad things. And some of the people on the internet are fucking complete fucking assholes and dicks. They, instead of just being like, oh, yeah, that's sad. I never really cared for his real life persona, but, his character and all that, and what he did for a lot of businesses and stuff, and became an icon. He was cool on that. But a lot of these people are like, oh, he was a horrible guy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Fuck you guys. Let the legends, be. Leave the legend be. Let him be the legend. Sad. Like I said, Hulkamania. I'm a real American. Fight for your life, American. I don't know the whole song, but that song, I like that. I like Hulk Hogan as Hulk Hogan, as a wrestler. So Terry Bollea, if I said his last name right, sorry if I didn't, Mr. Hulkster, don't come down here and give me the Hulkamania thing. But yeah, sad. 2 sad, super famous people's deaths this week. That is crazy. We get into some of these times where we just get a lot of famous people just keeling over in like during a few weeks between each other. Like I said, we had Michael Madsen pass away. Now we got Ozzy Osbourne and Terry Bollea, aka Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Who's next on the chopping block? Who's next on the big Hollywood chopping block out there? I'm always thinking Ric Flair, because that guy is old as shit. He had so many problems. He even died. He was put in a coma for a bit, came back. I'm also thinking of Jerry the King Lawler. Talk about another super huge dick I hear that he is, but He died almost practically in the ring, which we were all watching one time, and I watched. I'm like, oh shit, he had a heart attack right in the live performance and stuff. Yeah, what a business. I'm glad I'm not I like the business. I wanted to become a professional wrestler as a youngster, but luckily for me, I never joined up because I would have been like, because most of those people get in real big bad shape and they feel like shit at the end. I'm lucky to be a little good brother. I'm okay. I'm almost 40. I'm 39 now. Shit. And it makes me think, oh, I'm 39 now, brother. I'm almost 40. Then you got 50, 60, 70. That's 30 years away, brother. That's going to go by fast, brother. I got to stop saying brother. But, yeah, I just wanted to announce that stuff in ahead of the time. I know this is all old news because, remember, I'm doing it Thursday. Then we got it on Monday. So it's a little old, but, who cares? But, you know, they are both in video games. I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I should do like play some of the old WWE games. I don't know if I can get them running on the Series X. I might have to bust out the 360 or something. But if I was to bring those out and play Hulk Hogan, because I think he was in a bunch of them. I got to look at which games still had Hulk Hogan in those. I think I had him in all the WWE games, to tell you the truth. I don't think they didn't have him, but I should play as him one day, you know, in the games as a remembrance of Hulk Hogan. Play some wrestling, brother. But yeah, sad times, but that's what happens in being famous. A lot of times, a lot of these people do stuff behind the scenes that you either know about or you don't know about, and catches up to them and then keel over. But in more happier times and gaming times, I got some show and tell stuff for you guys. I know this ain't great for the podcast, but for your video podcast watchers out there, this is why you just don't listen to this podcast. You can go watch it on youtube.com/oldfreakygamer-2023, or you can watch it on my website at oldfreakygamer.com. Sometimes you get some of the cool visuals. I try to make it cool with the visuals, people. I'm not the best, but I like to keep it cool. So for you podcast listeners and viewers, or should I say podcast listeners in general, bear with me because I'm going to show off some stuff and talk about it. So for you listeners and watchers, I just purchased this copy of Time Magazine, which is featuring none other than Pokemon. 25 years of Pokemon. Time Magazine, folks, and they got different covers. I got Charmander. Yes, I can say some of the Pokemon things like Squirtle. They got Squirtle Squad, Squirtle Squad. Or Bulbasaur. Now, no, 99% of the Pokemon said their own names, so that's how they speak, by saying their own names. Or Pikachu. Yes, I know how to say a lot of them. That's because 25 years of Pokemon, 25 years of my life playing fucking Pokemon. The current Pokemon I am not playing. I think the last one was the ones that came out on the Switch, like the remake one for something Pokemon Go Pikachu Edition, I think. Yes, that was the one I think it was that I played. And then the real ones that came out for the Switch after, whatever, I forgot what those names were, but the ones that you go into the open world and you go into the live part of it where I guess they had the multiplayer and would slow down all the time and shit like that. Those are the ones you probably know better than me. But yeah, Time Magazine here came out with these multi-cover editions of Pokemon 25 years. They're celebrating 25 years of Pokemon, which is over $100 billion business. Way over Hello Kitty, Mickey Mouse and Friends over at Disney, which I think they were like 40 billion or something like that. And Star Wars was number 4 on the most financially biggest franchises in the world. $100 billion for Pokemon, folks. Shit, I wish I had some stock in the Pokemon company. I wish I had some stock in the Pokemon company. $100 billion. But this is good. I've been reading a little bit of this so far, and it's very fascinating. Behind the scenes, learning some knowledge and stuff. You get to see stuff like remember, in the old days, kids, we used to have, instead of wireless transfers of Pokemon from one device to another, we used to have a hook up this USB-like cable called what was it called? The Nintendo Link cable. It was called the Link cable. I don't think I can. Oh, yeah, here it is. It was called the Link. Yeah, via the Link cable. It was a cable back when we had video game systems like this. They looked like this. They were rectangular, but going up and down. They had a little, not black and white screen, but a green and black screen, because the screen was like greenish and everything was black before they became like semi-colored screens. And you used a cable that linked between them, that you hooked up to your friend's like Game Boy, because they were playing with Game Boys at the time, and you would transfer and trade your Pokemon between each other, or you would do battles with each other, because you can battle your Pokemon. Yes, you battle Pokemon. I got to put this magazine somewhere nice. But a good read so far. I'm going to read more of this. Highly recommend it. Even though it is $15 here in the United States, and, it's probably expensive everywhere else. I don't usually buy magazines anymore, especially because they're so expensive. And but I think it was worth it, because I am a Poke freak still, sort of. I still like Pokemon a lot. I'm just not the biggest Poke fan out there right now. I'm not... I'm not buying every card and stuff like that. I only had some Pokemon cards. I never really got too big into Pokemon cards, because I'm like, I could play the games. I know all these Poke freaks out there are buying the cards and playing with the cards, or basically trying to get as many cards as they can so they can try to get something rare and sell it and try to make a lot of money. And there's a lot of stabbings and death and a lot of bad in the Pokemon trading with these adults, Poke freak adults out there. But you never know. I might play the games again in the future, with future titles, Pokemon games. They do need to update the games, though. That's one big gripe. That's another reason why I kind of not cared about the newest ones, because I think some of the newer Pokemon games that they had did come out on the Switch as well, but I just did not care about them, because I'm like, well, it's the same stuff all the time. And now they're making Pokemon out of chairs and tables and mice and just weird, stupid stuff now. And I'm like, okay, you guys have kind of lost a lot of creativity, and you keep making all these random, stupid Pokemon lately. And, there's no real super creativity out of a lot of Pokemon nowadays. And that's what drew me away a little bit from Pokemon a little bit. Hold on, I'm going to take a drink of milk. Okay, I'm back. You didn't notice a thing. Yeah, but like I said, if I go back to play the classic Pokemon games or the Switch games that came out, or the remaster with Pokemon Go and stuff like that, I'll play those. I'll play the ones that I have. But going forward, they got to do some new stuff. They got to make them more 3D. They got to do some more shit. They got to do some Pal World shit. And I don't know if they ever will do that. Even though the Pokemon company is making this game out there, the Game Freak, I should say, is making this game, which they make the Pokemon games, is making this game that's like super realistic and really good. And it's coming out on every platform. And I'm like, oh, but yet you make these Pokemon games and they still look like this on the thing. Sure, they look decent, but they could do a lot more. They could do, even I gotta admit, they can do a lot more with the Pokemon games, especially with the Switch 2 hardware and stuff where it's at and stuff. They should make better. They should do better Pokemon games than what they do. And there's a lot of games that Nintendo should do better with when they're making these games. And they should think, okay, we can make the same games over and over again, but sometimes you can add a little more creativity to your games. And even though I know these still sell like gangbusters anyways, but still add a little bit more heart to your games, and it just makes the games better. It makes people like me come back for it. Right now, I'm not even eager to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 right now. Like I said, I'll wait till the OLED version. But I'm not in any way, shape, or form ready to purchase anything like that. Even though, and I might as well go to this because this is a news story right now. Where is it? Is it here? Yes. So it is being, and I looked this up, and right now, if I wanted to, I could purchase a Switch 2 right this second, anytime I want, because Best Buy, Walmart, Target, they have them all, and they all have the Nintendo Switch 2 in stock right now with the Mario bundle. If you were wondering, the Mario Kart World bundle for $500. You could, and Amazon too, because Amazon also has it. You just got to go to click on it and say, oh, I want to, you got to get a reserved spot to get in there to do it. They're doing the smart way where they're like, oh, you got to get your ticket and we got to see if we're going to get you one and stuff, that thing, which is good. I like how Amazon went about it, even though they came late to the table. But otherwise, like I said, yeah, so Amazon Switch 2 invites are going out fast. Okay, they're going out fast, but they're still offering it. If I go to Amazon right now, I might as well go on there now. And yes, request an invite. It still says I can request an invite on Amazon. If I did that, I probably would still be able to get it, but I don't really care because, like I said, I could go to the Walmart, Best Buy, or Target website. They had them available right now. They still do. I'm looking at it right now as I'm recording this at 6 o'clock p.m. on Thursday. And this news went up like in the morning. Went up at 1 o'clock p.m. today. But yeah, they're available everywhere, and I just don't care. I really don't care right now. I think that I want to see more interesting software from them. There's a couple games that I'm interested about, and mainly it's like the only thing I'm really interested in is Donkey Kong Bonanza. There's a couple other games that I might just get for nostalgia purposes, but otherwise it's Donkey Kong Bonanza. I would like to play Mario Kart World, but it's $80, even though you can get the bundle and it saves you money. It's still you still get that bad taste in your mouth. Like, they really wanted to just over fucking charge for this title because they know they could and people will buy it. If I wait and I get the OLED version of the Switch 2, which will probably definitely be more expensive, but if it doesn't come with a bundle like with Mario Kart or something, then it's like, oh, I got to spend $80 separately to get the Mario Kart World bundle for that. That's hard to swallow. That's really hard for me to swallow. And I could swallow a lot, but that's really hard for that. And I watch people play, and I'm like, yeah, it looks great as a Mario Kart title, but $80, no. The open world shit of it is really boring. It reminds me too much of how Gears 5 was when they tried to make it open world and they put nothing in it. That's what Mario Kart World is. There's nothing in it. There's very few things that make that world a good open world part, and they should have just kept it to just making courses and stuff and making them interesting, which they are, but like I said, it's not really something I would love playing it, but I do got that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which has all those tracks, all those characters, all those carts, all that great stuff in that game. And I got the DLC for that game. It's a game that's amazing. Amazing. Sure, you can play this with 16 people, which I will never do, and you can do all this other stuff and with the characters and stuff, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is blowing us away with that stuff. So like I said, it's not the biggest thing. Donkey Kong Bonanza, that is something. So here's another thing for your video heads out there and for your podcast listeners. Maybe you want to go watch the podcast as well online. But I just got my pre-ordered amiibo for Donkey Kong Bonanza with Donkey Kong and Pauline on his back as she's like up in air, and you see her little footsies in the back and stuff. And I'm sure all you crazy psycho foot people out there going, oh yeah, look at Donkey Kong's feet, look at Pauline's feet, oh you footsie crazy heads. But this is a cool amiibo. Expensive. I think it was what, $30 something dollars when I paid for it. But yeah, I wanted it because I'm like, oh, this looks cool. I like 11-year-old Pauline. Not in that way, folks. And I like Donkey Kong. I like the new Donkey Kong. And I'm like, I don't get too many amiibos or anything. So I got it. I have it. Brand spanking new in box. Very happy that I got this amiibo. It'll go up on my wall of collection of amiibos that I got. I got a lot of interesting amiibos that I think you can't get anymore. I'm not gonna quote myself on that, but yeah. In the news here right now, if you want a Mario Kart if you want a Switch 2 or the Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle, they are available now, and the whole Switch 2 stock shortage is kind of over, and it's making me wonder. I'm like, I wonder if all the people that wanted to buy Switch 2s now are pretty much have purchased them and they're done. And if people want to buy them now, they just want to buy them for like a holiday gift or something like that, or they'll wait till Christmas. Or I am wondering if a lot of people are going to be like me out there, and they're going to wait till there's more software available, and they're going to wait those couple of years, those few years, 2 to 3 years, when Nintendo finally says, okay, we got an OLED version coming out, folks, and it's going to have updated hardware and blah, 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 blah. Come and get it. Come and get it. It's going to be like another $50 to $100 more, because why not? But, you know, I don't really I don't really play my Switch 1 that much nowadays. But, you know, why do I worry? Especially when I'm waiting on that announcement and the pre-order my Xbox Rogue Ally coming up next month, hopefully, if rumors there are said to be true, and it's supposed to come out by October. I want that Asus Rogue Ally too, because there's so many more games and so many more things I could do with that than a Switch 2. Sure, if I had family or friends that played, like when I had the Switch, I still have, with my Switch, I play the game sometimes, but I really played my Switch back in the day when I was at my friend's house and my friend Matt's house. We'd play the Switch together. We'd play Mario Kart. We'd play, Super Smash Brothers. We would play Animal Crossing, all this stuff we would be playing together, and with his brother and other people that I would hang out with. We'd play our Switches. That's how I loved playing my Switch. Now, playing it by myself, it's like, yeah, there's games. There's a lot of great games for it. But I'm not that eager to buy one right away, especially when prices are higher. And I'm not talking about the system. The system was going to be $500 no matter what. If you wanted more power, you wanted more of that power stuck in that little device, of course it's going to be $500. Think about what the Xbox Rogue Ally is going to cost people. And I already reported that you might be seeing like a $600 to $799 price tag to at least almost $1,000 price tag, or probably $1,000, depending, because a lot of people are saying it might be $1,000 for those Xbox Rogue Allies, those two, because they're going to come out with two editions, a lesser edition and the upper and the more powerful edition, which I'm going to purchase, of course, the more powerful edition, because I'm crazy and that's how I like the game. But packing all that power into that little device, you got to expect it to be very expensive. I'm sorry to say, things like that are not cheap, especially not anymore. Excuse me, I'm going to roll back here. Yeah, this is great pod. I just rolled back and I kind of had some dead air there, but I had to put my magazine back. It was annoying me in front of here. I was trying to do this, but yeah, things like this are going to be expensive, no matter what. There's no way around it. It's just something people are going to have to deal with. You can cry and call foul. You could say, oh, it's all because of Trump and the terrorists, or it's because of China and the rare earth minerals, and it's global trade, this and that. You can blame all that stuff, which sure, it's a little bit of everything. Tariffs, this, that, global trade. Technology is more expensive now. It's going to be more expensive. It's not like yesteryear. Right after COVID, that's when everything got jacked up and stuff like that. That's when everything went nuclear. And unfortunately, on this planet Earth, it's not going to go back down. At least not what we think. Some stuff might go back down, but otherwise, a lot of things will stay high priced. And it's sad, but true. There's nothing we're going to be able to do about it, because that's just not how our planet works. You know, everybody wants their cuts. Everybody wants money. And yeah, it's a bad system, because when everything costs and everything keeps going up and nobody can afford anything and afford games and this and that, then that's when societies fall. That's when businesses fall. People are already closing down. The more and more of that, how can we sustain anything eventually? Because if we outprice our global economy, what can you do? When everybody's raising every price on everything from healthcare to just basic entertainment, what are you going to do? What are people going to do? You know, not a lot of people are as lucky as I am. Not that I'm rich or anything. I'm not rich at all. I'm still on the lower mid. They say I'm lower mid class kind of a person, but still, it's expensive. Even for me, sometimes this stuff is expensive. But I'm lucky of where I'm at and what I can do, and I can have some fun and spend some money on stuff that I like to do because I like to do it. But not everybody's as lucky as me. I was just talking to a friend at work that was trying to get into a job at my work, and we couldn't hire him. We were going to hire him, but we couldn't because other people lost their jobs and they closed down the overnight shifts at my restaurant and blah, 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 and so on and so on. So we tried to get as many people from there to the morning shifts, and he's this guy that I wanted in there. He's only making like $200 a week or something from his job. And it's tough. It's tough for a lot of people. And, you know, he's a gamer too, and I'm like, how do you game if you can't afford stuff like that? $200 a week, you're barely making it, dude. He's barely making it every day, and it sucks. It really sucks. And I hear about people losing their jobs all the time and this and that. I'm like, tough times out there. Glad to be lucky enough to be able where I'm at. I wish I was at higher level, but you got to thank your lucky star on that. But gaming is not cheap. This isn't a cheap hobby. I've mentioned that many times, and it's just getting more and more expensive, and it's going to price more and more people out, and that means less games being purchased, less games being tried out, and these super giant corporate machines thinking that they're going to be making all these millions to billions of dollars on franchises are going to be seeing way less money coming in because they're just really saying, oh, their game budgets are getting too blown out. They're selling games at $80+ a pop, and not many people are willing to pay that. And it's not good. It's not good for a lot of things. But yeah, but hey, if you want to Switch 2, they're available now. Go ahead and get one if you want. Like I said, I'm not interested at the moment. Like I said, If an OLED version comes around down the way, I'll purchase it. I'll buy a bunch of digital games for it because I'm going to all go digital this time around. Maybe I'll get like a couple Switch 2 games physical if I know that the game is actually on the cartridge. But otherwise, I'm going to go all full digital because just like the name on the show title says, now a digital boy, I am fully announcing that even though I'm always been a physical boy in media, I still am in the movie spectrum of media, like movies. I always buy physical media as much as I can, as it's available. If I can get it physical, I will get it physical. If it's only digital, I'll have to do the semi-not or legal or semi-legal. I don't know. It's semi-legal because if you're DVRing something digitally, they allow you to record stuff. Companies don't like it, but if you can record it, technically, if you're not selling it or give it to anybody else and it's for your own private collection and you can't get it any other way, that's the semi-loop around hole. I got media like that, but if I can get something physical like a movie or a Blu-ray or DVD or CD, yes, CDs, I'm talking about music on CDs, I would love to get physical media because, I rip my Blu-rays like I just got a Minecraft movie. I got it on Blu-ray. I just ripped that sucker to my digital NOS system. So I got on my big digital archive of movies and TV shows and such. Great. And I always have a physical copy as a backup just in case. Same way with video games and stuff. I always like to buy physical. I always said, hey, I'm going to keep buying physical for a long time. But in recent weeks, should I say, days, weeks, I changed my tune like 360. And I'm probably not going to go back because like I know, I always understood I bought physical media knowing that the game was never on the disc from now on. It's just a digital key. You got to download your game from the internet mostly. Sure, there's probably some game on the cartridge or on the disc, but it's mostly just a code or a little bit of code from the game, but mostly the games comes from online and stuff. I always knew that. I mostly bought the physical games for the box art and all the cool stuff that it looks like because I always liked the look of the box and the disc and stuff like that. But as of recently, I returned my copy of Assassin's Creed Shadows back to Amazon. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last podcast, but I'm mentioning it again. If I mentioned it on my last podcast episode, sorry that I'm repeating myself, but I'm repeating myself again, or I'm just saying this is new information. Yes, I returned my copy because it was on sale on Amazon for a percentage off, and I returned it. Because not only did it go on sale on Xbox.com, I found out, which I kind of knew all along, but I didn't know the exact terms and the exact way on how you can do cloud streaming because they don't explain shit very well at Xbox over at Microsoft. They should do better explanations and they should put it right there out there for you. To know this stuff, and I had to look it up a little bit more. But first off, Assassin's Creed Shadows went on sale on Xbox.com, and you can play Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is one of those titles, as an Xbox cloud streaming game. Now, note, I was never the biggest on cloud streaming games. It was like it wasn't ever very good in the beginning. But I've recently changed my tune on a number of games because, like I said, I just purchased Assassin's Creed Shadows off of Xbox.com. I returned my physical copy to Amazon, got my $50-something back plus, credit, whatever. I purchased it for half that because it was on sale on Xbox.com. Plus, I had a $25 gift card for Xbox.com. I think I said something else, but I meant Xbox.com. So I got that price chopped down to like 18 something, whatever it was what I spent on it. I think I got it here. I think it was this one. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows. So yeah, it was $52.49 plus $5 tax. It was $57. I had $27.98 on for credit on my Microsoft account balance, and then I paid $29.10 for the game off my credit card. So it was on sale for $52.49, just like it was on Amazon, because they finally put the sale on Xbox.com. So it was like that. And like I said, I had $27.98 of Microsoft account credit, and I paid like a little less than $30 off my credit card to get, Assassin's Creed Shadows. And it's for the Xbox, so I can play it. I have it. I think I have it. I even have it installed on my Xbox, but you don't need it installed on your Xbox if you want to do cloud streaming. But I wanted to try out cloud streaming because I'm like, I really, really, really would love to see and play Assassin's Creed Shadows and other games on my ROG Ally, ones that are not available unless if I buy them on Steam and stuff, but you don't get achievements. With Xbox Cloud Gaming, you get those achievements because it's just streaming the Xbox version of the game to your device. I wanted those achievos, so I'm like, okay, let's test out this Xbox cloud streaming service on my ROG Ally, because remember, I got a fiber connection to the house. I have a really good Wi-Fi mesh system in my house, and my ROG Ally does Wi-Fi 6, I think, or at least 5E or 6 or whatever it is. I forget which highest version it goes for Wi-Fi. But I wanted to test it out. I'm like, okay, let me test this out. Let me test this service out. It's been a while. I haven't used it in a while. It was crappy before. I used it a few times in between for like little games, like if I just wanted to go on there and try out some games that I didn't want to install them right away. But went back in, tested it out. When it loaded up pretty quick, it loaded up the game pretty quick. Did the whole setup thing, set up the graphics, whatever. It said, oh, yeah, you can get the best stream, the best graphics because I have the best bandwidth and all that. I'm like, good. I can get all that. The sound I changed, took out all the film grain and all the brightness things that they do, all that crazy shit. And it started to play Assassin's Creed Shadows and watched the videos, started to play the game, and I'm like, this looks pretty damn good. It sounds and looks pretty damn good. And the controls are very responsive. Up to the one point when I was trying to do the one mission where I was trying to grab a sword and it wasn't grabbing. And I'm like, why isn't the sword not grabbing? And I think I reset the game. I don't know if I went on the Xbox version to do it, but maybe I reset the game. I could have went to the Xbox version, but I might have just reset the game or something because there was the one part where you got to go up against your dad and you got to, dodge his attack, and then you got to grab the sword to, defend yourself, to do your little sparring battle with your father. And I kept trying to grab the sword. I dodged, I went and tried to grab the sword multiple times. It wasn't grabbing. And I was thinking, I'm like, oh, there must be something wrong with this mission to do this. So I think I rebooted or whatever. And then it worked. And then I got the sword and I got the battle and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. But playing the game, even after that, doing the stealth, jumping around, riding through the open world of Assassin's Creed Shadows, it was very smooth, very good. I didn't see too much glitching or film grain or anything, any pixelation or whatsoever. It was a very high quality, smooth gameplay experience for me in that game. And I'm like, oh, this is really good. And it was so good. I'm like, okay, because I'm just playing this on my ROG Ally. I don't expect it to be the best of the best. Now, note, I only played this on the ROG Ally. I didn't test this game out on my PC yet. That's another test I want to do. That'll be maybe this weekend or something, later this weekend when I do it. So you'll find out the following podcast that I do. But I want to test it out to see how it looks and plays on my PC here, my super PC, to see how that streaming does. But just playing it on the ROG Ally was very good. And it was very fun, and I had to stop myself from playing because I played a bunch of it so far, or a good chunk of it. I even got an achievement for playing some of the game already, so I knew the achievements were working well, because if I bought it, because originally I was going to buy it off the Xbox PC store, because hence we'll talk about in the upcoming news here, or I can just talk about it now, the Ubisoft store, or Ubisoft adds 16 PC games to the Xbox store, but they don't support Xbox achievements. So they are adding, because I was wondering, because I think this was on the last podcast, I was testing it out because I bought, and I forgot to mention this again, I bought Assassin's Creed Shadows for the PC, but then I quickly realized that, hey, this is taking me to the Ubisoft fucking store after I purchased it from the Xbox PC store. And I'm like, no, I don't want to install Ubisoft Plus. No fucking way. And I'm like, well, if I install that, am I going to get these Xbox achievements? And I was clicking and looking it up, and I'm like, no, it's not going to give me any Xbox achievements. So I quickly got my money back because I'm like, oh, this didn't really mention that. But now that I'm reading here in this article from True Achievements that Ubisoft did add 16 PC games to the Xbox store, but they do not support Xbox achievements. And that is something Microsoft's going to have to either deal with, or they're going to have to fucking fix that to make sure that these games do eventually support Xbox achievements in the future, so people can play these games, stream them, play them on their PC, but they can get Xbox achievements from, because if you can get it from the game, from your Xbox game, you should be able to get it from your PC version, no matter if it's from the Ubisoft store or whatnot. There should be a system in there where it's like, oh yeah, you'll still get this game, because Ubisoft does have their own achievement system for their store games, I guess, and it's basically all the same achievements and stuff that you would get from the Xbox versions of these games, because I looked that up as well, and it had the same exact achievements that Assassin's Creed Shadows had in the Xbox version. I'm like, huh. So technically, it wouldn't be that hard if they did some better coding in the background and made it so that if you buy wherever you buy this Ubisoft game from, if you buy it off the Ubisoft Plus store or if you buy it on the Xbox store, that you can get Xbox achievements if you buy it on the Xbox side of things, on the storefront of the PC storefront. So, but they don't do that. So you could buy it, but then you, like I said, you got to go through the Ubisoft store to get those games anyways, because you got to get that, requires the Ubisoft PC app to play them. So I said, fuck that. I'm returning the game. But if you don't really care about Xbox achievements and you just want to play and you want to get it through the Xbox store, like you don't want to go through and sign up and go and get well, you're going to eventually have to sign up for the Ubisoft account. I'm sorry, for the Ubisoft Plus account. So I'm sorry you have to do that, but you got to at least do that. But I think you can get it. I think you can sign up through your Xbox account to do that. So that's one less hassle for you. So if you want to link your Ubisoft Plus account to your Xbox account, you can easily do that, and you don't have to really sign up or make a new name or anything. You can just use whatever. Like I use my Demonic Core 06 in my Ubisoft store thing, so I'm good with that. But if you wanted to and you don't care about achievements, then that's great. That means for you, if you can purchase all your games through the Microsoft storefront using their credit card system, there you go. You don't have to worry about going to the Ubisoft store to purchase it or whatever. It just unlocks and you can download it from there and play it. But you won't get your achievements. But if you don't care, that's great. Plus, they don't support Xbox Play Anywhere. So no achievements, no Xbox Play Anywhere. That's what the article says as well. So when I bought it and I found out that it wasn't going to do that, I immediately just went and said, fuck this. I am returning this. I did, got my money back right away. And then I purchased it from the Xbox.com store because I'm like, well, this is the Xbox version of the game. It's the digital version of the game. And it supports Xbox Cloud Gaming. And I'm like, okay, if I'll try out Xbox Cloud Gaming again. Let me see how it works on the Asus ROG Ally and stuff. Tried it out. It works perfectly. It works flawlessly. Like I said, from my connection, your play might be different depending on your connection to your house, if you're fiber or whatnot, or if you got cable internet, or if you got satellite internet or cell phone internet, if you got one of those like T-Mobile internet accounts or whatever, your playing will vary because you do need, like, what was it for good gameplay, like 30 to 50 megabits per second up or down, and then it's like 4 to 8 up, and then you gotta have like a really good ping on there and stuff. Which, like I said, I have fiber to my house, in the inside of my house, and I got a mesh, Cat 6 mesh network in my house, so I'm really good. I got a strong physical and wireless connection in my house, so I was set up perfectly for this. So anything streamed to my ROG Ally. And like I can say this also, when I download games to my ROG Ally, shit, those things go so fast. It's like, and I'm like, holy shit. It's like going at 800 megabits per second. I'm like, whoa, slow it down, ROG Ally, slow it down. You're going to blow. You're going so fast on the downs. But anyways, back to it. It plays great. At least at those couple of times that I was trying it out for Assassin's Creed Shadows, it played great. It looks great. It plays great. Then I did the ultimate test because I noticed that Xbox they're having, at least currently, I don't know if they are now when this podcast goes out, but I think it is. I think it's till August of some time, or the beginning of August that the sale's going on for, but also they're having sales on other Ubisoft titles on the Xbox store and other games as well. And I was looking through the list and I saw Star Wars Outlaws on sale. Now, a lot of these sales also that Microsoft has to fucking figure out and do better with on their storefront, because if you look at a lot of these games that are on sale on their storefront, sometimes it doesn't pop up correctly. Like, you look at the different versions of the game, it's like, well, why is this game still $69.99? But I can get the gold version of this game, which that's the version I purchased. I purchased, what is this, the gold version? Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition, which only cost, because it went on sale on the Xbox store for $19.80. So I paid $21.53 for the game. Again, even though I already own it physically on disc, but I said, I'm probably not going to play the disc version anymore, so I might as well just X-nay that. Because Star Wars Outlaws is Xbox Cloud Gamer as well, that you can play on your Xbox Cloud. Now, note, here's a little other teaser. I'll get back into the price, but trying to find it on my Xbox Cloud Gaming for Star Wars Outlaws, and I tried typing it in and looking for it. It doesn't show up easily. I don't know why that is, but I had to go looking for it. I had to go down and scroll down the Xbox Cloud Gaming games that are playable for Xbox Cloud Gaming service, and then I had to find Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition, and then I had to, I went and clicked on it and went into it and stuff, and then it appears in my played list and stuff, so I know it's there now, so I know how to find it easier, because something's really wrong with searching in the Xbox Cloud service and a lot of stuff that Microsoft has for searching for that kind of stuff. Sometimes it doesn't pop up right away, but it's there. At first I thought, oh wait, did I make a mistake? Because I thought it said Xbox Cloud gameplay for Star Wars Outlaws. It says it on the website, so why isn't it not showing up there? But anywho, it works. I found it. I'll talk more about Star Wars Outlaws in a little bit, but back to the pricing. Their pricing's all screwed up on their website. They got this other edition first, then which is $69.99 for the base game or whatever. Then they got the higher expensive tier. But then if you go over and you look over to the right more, it has Star Wars Outlaws, the gold edition, which comes with it comes with, I think, all the DLC. Sure, you could play it earlier, but that's all over with, so that don't matter anymore. And I forgot what else it came with, but it comes with the DLC, both DLCs or something, or whatever DLCs it comes with the Jabba and the other one. And it comes with some other stuff, and it was only $19.80. But yet, you got the standard edition for $69. Doesn't make no fucking sense, people. Shouldn't the standard edition be just $19.80? And then if you want the gold edition, it should be like, I don't know, $30 or something, or $20-something. And then the more expensive editions, for some fucking reason, if you're crazy, you'll buy them, or the $100 editions. I don't get it. I don't get how they fucking priced it. But that's with a lot of these games that I've been looking up on Xbox.com and stuff. If I wanted to buy one of these games, I'm looking at it, I'm like, how come this version of the game is more expensive than the standard version of the same game? And I could get the more premium edition of this, the gold version of this, or whatever, or premium edition of this, and get it cheaper than the standard version of this game. I don't know how they what they were thinking of, or how that came to be, but that's fucking craziness, and I don't understand it. And it's just bad, not just marketing, but it's bad sales, a storefront, whatever, layout, whatever, how they do it, or selling, bad storefront business. I don't know how that is, but I don't think the Microsoft store was the first store I've seen that kind of shit on. I think I've seen it on other stuff too, but because I mostly buy my games off the Microsoft store or the Xbox PC store and stuff, I see that happen a lot, where some game titles are more expensive with the base version than the updated gold or whatever edition. Somebody please tell me why they do this. I bet I can look it up, but if you could tell me why they do this. And you can't say, well, because they figure you're going to be in there and they're going to make more money off of you later for this and that. But they're already giving you all this bonus DLC and all this extra stuff, and you're paying way less than the base game. But yet you're getting the whole game plus the DLC and all this stuff. So, like I said, some of these business tactics or whatever is kind of stupid. I don't even know if Ubisoft knows how stupid what they were doing there. But got Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition. Got Star Wars Outlaws again, the Gold Edition with the DLC and all that for $21.53. And I feel like I just stole something. I think I stole the whole thing, man. That was a good take. That was a good what should I say? That was a good take on that whole mission, that whole whatchamacallit, I'm trying to say the name, a whole scheme there. But it was all legit, and I'm like, okay, $21. And I saw it, like I said, I saw that it was an Xbox Cloud gaming game, service game, and I'm like, oh, okay. I really want to get back into Star Wars Outlaws, but I'm like, do I really want to play it on my big screen TV? Because I've been wanting to play less and less on my big screen TV for video games and more on like smaller things like my monitors, my gaming PC here, or my ROG Ally, just because I don't know, maybe I just want it more up to my face and more personalized. I don't know. That's how I feel. But I've been wanting to game less on my TV and more so on my monitors and my ROG Ally with these games. So I said, I want to play Star Wars Outlaws. I said, the digital edition, whatever. Let's see how it streams as well. Because I'm like, well, Assassin's Creed Shadow streams very well, good. Let's see how Star Wars Outlaws plays on the ROG Ally streamed and stuff. See if it's good or bad. If it's bad, who cares? Because I'll have a digital version of Star Wars Outlaws for my Xbox, and I could just, play that and the DLC when I get a chance. But started to stream it, loaded it up, streamed it on my ROG Ally, and boy, plays and looks beautiful. I forgot how to play it, though. It's been a while, so I forgot how to do a lot of stuff and play it and all that, but that game looks very sharp. It looks very good on my ROG Ally, and I wish something between Microsoft and Ubisoft, like a lot of these game studios, would just put the games out everywhere. And if that might be our future for future games and stuff, they might just start putting these games out on everywhere. But put it on the Xbox PC store. I know Ubisoft just did, but put it with achievements too, please. You should have just did that off the bat. Ubisoft should have said, hey, we're selling this everywhere. We're also selling this on the Xbox PC store. And you get your Xbox achievements through it. If they would have did that off the start, I would have just bought it right there and then from the start. Now I'm doing these little hoops where I'm like, well, I'm getting Star Wars Outlaws again, giving them more money, but now I'm just going to stream it to my ROG Ally, which, like I said, as long as the service is stable and good and strong, and the cloud saves are pretty good with that, and, my internet connection and everything, and my Wi-Fi is good, it's all good going, all sales going. And like I said, I played a few hours of Assassin's Creed Shadows. I played like 10 to 30 minutes of Star Wars Outlaws, which these are both Ubisoft games, if you didn't notice. And they played great. And if Ubisoft games play great on the ROG Ally through streaming and their streaming service and stuff from Xbox Cloud Gaming, I'm pretty sure a lot of other games will stream good. One game I'm very disappointed in, though, that isn't an Xbox Cloud streaming game. And this is a game owned by Microsoft. And it's an Activision Blizzard game. And I don't know if you know this, but Diablo 4 is not an Xbox Cloud game, streamable game. Why not? I know they offer it through the Xbox PC store, but that's not good enough because you don't get achievements for that. That's why I haven't tried to play Diablo 4 on my PC, but I want to play Diablo 4 on my PC. And so I figured, well, maybe this game is a cloud streamable game. Maybe I'll be able to play this in the cloud, the Xbox version in the cloud of this game, and get Xbox achievements for this Diablo 4 game. Because you know me, I'm an achievement whore. I got to get achievements as any way, shape, or form as I can. And I look and I try to do, I look up and try to see if I could do Diablo 4 as a streamable game, and nope. Sorry, folks, it is not an Xbox streamable game. And it pisses me off because I'm like, a game this big, a game like this, it should be an Xbox streamable game, and I should be able to play it via my ROG Ally or stream it to my PC and play it and earn achievements. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. Because I really wanted to play that game on PC, but I ended up playing it mostly on the Xbox because that was the only version I didn't have to install the Battle.net client, which I really do not want to install Battle.net, just like I don't want to install the Ubisoft Plus store. So that's my little whiny tale. So like I said, going forward now, which I'm hoping all these Xbox games coming out going forward, and I'm not talking about first-party titles. Microsoft, I'm sure, is going to have all these first-party. I think they even said all first-party Microsoft titles are going to be cloud streamed, and they're going to be on PC as well, and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about that. But I'm hoping a lot of these third parties, which they state, will hopefully go to mostly to the Xbox Cloud streaming, or they'll go to PC game. Hopefully a lot of that stuff comes over. But I'm going to purchase more digital games now. I'm not going to buy any more physical games going forward as of now. Any game from now to the future, I am not buying physically. I will get them digitally. And I will play them either natively or streamed through the Xbox Cloud app to play them and have fun with these games. Because Xbox cloud streaming and cloud gaming is, at least for my area where I'm at right now here in Buffalo, New York, is very good with a 1 gigabit fiber connection and good Wi-Fi and stuff. And if you have a good computer and stuff, it's great. Plus, they said you can stream your games on TVs and all that other stuff. So I'm pretty sure you don't need a powerful gaming PC or an Xbox or anything to do that with. You just need a good, decent whatever TV or computer to do with that. And I'm very astonished by it because, like I said, I never really cared too much about Xbox cloud gaming because it wasn't that big, it wasn't that good, and it seems like right now is a good time for it. They went leaps and bounds beyond what Google did with their Stadia streaming service, and I don't hear too much about NVIDIA's streaming service because NVIDIA has their NVIDIA Play on Now, whatever streaming service for gaming and stuff. But that doesn't seem like that's as big as this. Plus, you got to pay to play all the time over there. It costs a bit of money to play the games on their servers and blah, 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 extra. But this seems very straightforward. Another reason why I'm glad I have Game Pass Ultimate subscription because I'm going to start playing these games. If I can't get them on my ROG Ally to play on my PC or ROG Ally, and I can only get them for Xbox, and if I don't want to play my Xbox too much, this stuff is streamed from a Microsoft server somewhere through the cloud right to my device, and it works good, very good. That seems like a damn good decision for me to make to just go with streaming from now on, or not just streaming, but digital from now on. Either if I can download the game from the Xbox store itself, or if it's a Steam game or whatever, or a streaming game. That's where I'm at, folks. So going forward, all these games I'm just going to buy digitally, and hopefully they'll be all mostly playable on my ROG Ally and PC. So Xbox Play Anywhere means Xbox Play Anywhere, because now I can foresee a future which is better right now to play these, and maybe this will happen with Xbox backwards compatibility, where all these backwards compatible games owned or whatever digitally, those are going to all be able to be streamed from their cloud, and you'll be able to play them. And as long as their cloud is up and strong with a good connection, you should be able to have fun with that and play a bunch of these games. Excuse me for the yawning. Play a bunch of these games and not have to worry about installing stuff. But if you want to install them, if it's something you can install on your PC or ROG Ally or something, or a gaming handheld, then great. Then you can play them there. So many possibilities. I am very astonished and happy, like I said, that Microsoft, aka Xbox, did a very good thing, did a very decent thing. Phil Spencer should be proud of himself on how this Xbox Cloud gaming initiative is going, because it's really good. And I hope it gets even better. And Microsoft should be happy about their Azure servers being used for something really cool like gaming, even though they're still fucking suck a little bit. But yeah, I'm very happy. Like I said, I'll be able to play. I got Assassin's Creed Shadows now. Eventually I'm going to play that. I want to play a bunch of other games first, but eventually I'm going to get back into that and play a bunch of Assassin's Creed Shadows and have myself a grand old time being some samurais and ninjas in Assassin's Creed Shadows. And then I'll get back into Star Wars Outlaws, maybe even sooner than later, and then I get to play that and beat that sucker and have fun with K-Vess and Nyx again, and be able to play either in my hand or on my PC or something, and then shit, that'll be cool. And I'm thinking I might want to maybe try to do a stream and a capture off my computer, or a stream and a stream a game that I'm streaming, and test that out eventually, because I want to see how a stream game looks as I'm streaming it back and forth with my connection, and then also do a stream out to you guys. I wonder how much I wonder how much not only bandwidth, but how much CPU cycles and stuff will happen. I wonder if that'll run smoothly or if it's going to be a disaster. I want to try that out eventually because I want to see how good this thing could be, how these games could be streamed, and how good they can be captured, and how good they look and sound, and how good that connection is between all this stuff going on and all these packets going back and forth through the fiber connection. I want to check that out. I want to see how well all this can be with my computer. I wonder if I'll use less compute cycles because I'll just be capturing a game that's just being streamed to me via the internet. So that's not much, and all I'm doing is a few inputs here and there, back and forth playing the game. That's not too much data going through. So the capturing, and because you're not processing the graphics in the same way as you would if you had a native game on the PC that's sucking up CPU cycles and graphics cores. This is just on their side, and they're just sending you a video. Be interesting to see how that works, folks. Really interesting. So that's that. I had to pause for a second there because I was doing my yawning. It is getting a little late. So RoboMike, folks, like I said, I don't know how the stream or the game went on Friday, but I hope it did do well because, like I said, I'm recording this ahead of time before the first inaugural stream of RoboMike, which I'm very excited for today because tomorrow, because I'm recording this Thursday, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I cannot wait to play some Robocop Rogue City because, like I said, I watched people play it. It looked pretty damn cool. It looked like it was right up my alley. I'm not the biggest Robocop fan, but the game looks pretty awesome. So I cannot wait to be RoboMike. Wait till you see what I did for the main starter. It's very cheesy. I made it really cheesy. I made it like the cheesiest start ever. It looks so stupid and cheesy, but it works. And I'm like, ooh. And I got the RoboCop theme song for the starter too. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be creaming some nerds' pants out there because I turned myself into RoboMike for RoboCop Rogue City. I'm going to be playing on my Series X. It's going to be the start of the new streaming series. Like I said, I eventually will get back into, it depends, maybe even this weekend I'll try to do it. I'll get back into, I almost said Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'll get back into Bioshock Infinite, play the DLC, capture it all, talk over it, do a special Let's Play of it. Like I said, if it's going to be a super long one, maybe I'll chop it up into a couple parts. Maybe I'll do each episode or each part of the DLC separately. Maybe I'll put it all together as one large video. I don't know. But if I do decide to chop it all up, then the final will be the final. Then I'll have to make new album art for that again. But that's okay. I can do that. But really excited. Lots of stuff. So before we get into the Games Talk News portion of the show, why don't we talk about some of the games that I have played, and then we'll get back into talking about some games news, and then we'll call it a podcast. How about that, folks? But before we go, I heard Jeff Gerstmann talking about this, about a lot of people still weren't caring too much about Star Wars Outlaws and stuff like that. Trust me, people, Star Wars Outlaws is a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game. I don't care if you don't like how Kay Vess's eyes look or anything, folks. It's a pretty good game. It's a pretty good Star Wars game. And I know I'm a Star Wars nerd, but I'm also a Trekkie as well. But Trekkie games don't. Well, they were the Telltale one was good, but if you're going to want a good Star Wars game, Star Wars Outlaws is the best. And it's a shame that we probably will never get a sequel to Star Wars Outlaws because I doubt Yves Guillemot and his family and Ubisoft or Disney will ever do another Star Wars Outlaws game in that studio. I don't think there'll ever be a second Star Wars Outlaws, and it's sad to think because it's such a good-looking, very beautiful, very playable, fun game to play. And when I first got it and played it, it was great. When they updated it like crazy, like they just did, it's even better. And I think there's just too much hatred. I agree with Jeff Gerstmann, and I don't agree with Jeff Gerstmann on a lot of stuff, but this game should get a second chance. If any game out there has to get more chances, I think Star Wars Outlaws should get a second chance, especially as of right now, because I think the sale goes on until August. Don't quote me on that. When you can get Star Wars Outlaws for like $20 or something, you should go out and get the gold edition of that with the DLC and all for like $20-something digital from the Xbox.com store. So go out, get Star Wars Outlaws, go out, get Assassin's Creed Shadows, stream that bitch, have some fun, and watch me play Robocop Rogue City. So now we can get into the Games Talk News. Well, no, we're going to get into the games I played, then the Games Talk News. So let's get into the games that I played, folks. That's up now.
The games that have been played in the past week.
No, this podcast doesn't have any commercials or breaks or something. If you want a break from this podcast, you just have to hit the pause button. Very easy to do. And then hit the play button after that when you want to listen again. I don't do ads. I don't even care about ads. I don't think I can even do ads. I don't even know where to go for that or whatever. Like I said, I still want to work on some merch. I just got to get at the drawing tablet. But now that I got Assassin's Creed Shadows and Star Wars Outlaws to stream, and I got another game and this game and that game to play, I'm like, oh, fuck. How am I going to do my digital artwork when I'm having so much fun with these games? I still want to get some merch, though, especially maybe by Christmas. Yeah, games to talk about. Played a bunch more Minecraft, folks. I'm still doing the Minecraft Bedrock edition, but you already knew that. It's a fun, easy game to pick up and play. Digital Lego blocks. What more can I say? Been chopping, been blocking, been building, been storing, been killing a lot of Endermen. If you know what the Endermen are, they're the big, tall, black, soulless creatures that steal blocks from you and everywhere else. And then if you hit them, they get really mad and they go, oh, and they come and attack you and they hit you and they take so much damage. And you got to have, like, at least you got to have Iron Sword or better to, like, defeat them, or else they're going to fucking kill your ass very easily, even if you do eat a lot of health items and whatnot. Because once they go, oh, it's just like, oh shit, the Enderman's coming at you. And I had to kill so many Endermen, or the same Enderman if he keeps reappearing. There's got to be a way to keep the Enderman away from my area. There's got to be. I don't know what it is, but there's a ton of these Endermen, or the same Enderman that keeps coming to my base of operations, and it keeps fucking with shit all the time. And I'm like, what the fuck? Quit coming here. It's like every time, every game session, morning and night during that game, it's like, you're back again? You're back again. I gotta kill your freaking ender ass again and again. And it's getting tiresome. And there's gotta be a way to keep these suckers away. Originally I thought you had to kill like a chicken coop or something, a possessed chicken coop, which is way deep underground. I don't think there's anything in the Ender world that you have to do in the other world, but I think if you go all the way deep down or something underground, you should be able to get rid of the Enderman by taking away a, demonic chicken and stuff. But I don't know. I have to look that up because that's something I just do not know about. But if any of you got any ideas, I'm going to look it up online, but if you guys got any ideas to keep away these Endermen from my areas, that'd be great. I wish we had like something, a device where we could just put around and keeps the Endermen at bay, but we don't have one. So it's really annoying. It's really, really annoying. Maybe if I put iron golems out there and they're my bodyguards out there, maybe that will keep the Endermen away. I don't know. I just don't like those Endermen because they come and fuck shit up, and they'll fuck you up as well because they'll just get, and then you kill them and they're like, ah! And I'm like, whoa, you're very, very vocal there, Enderman, Mr. Endy. Oh, I grew up on that Minecraft. Oh boy, if I would have went back in time, I wouldn't kick my ass for liking Minecraft because shit, Minecraft is fun. It's digital Legos. Come on, people. And I've been playing that mostly on my ROG Ally. I've been staying away from the PC, trying to save some compute cycles and some electricity around here. I've been sucking up a lot of electricity for other various things, but been trying to keep my PC from being on most of the week. But yeah, already talked about Bioshock Infinite. I played that last week, beat it. You know, I will play more of it. Like I said, maybe if whoops, excuse me for the hitting of the microphone. I got too zealous there. I'm moving my face in, but I'm thinking hopefully maybe even this weekend I could start playing some more Bioshock Infinite for the DLC. We'll see. I don't know. Things change. It depends. I got some housework to do on Saturday, so I got some tree chopping to do and some car washing to do and stuff like that. So we'll see after that if I feel like playing any games on Saturday or Sunday for Bioshock Infinite. Plus, I got to do another Let's Play, a separate regular Let's Play for you guys and I'm thinking I might know what I'm going to be playing. I'm just not 100% on it yet, but I think I might know what I'm playing for the next Let's Play. Been playing a shit ton of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4, both on my Series X and ROG Ally. And yes, I suck at it. And yes, if you watch the latest Let's Play, the one that just happened this week, yes, I was very explicit. Yes, I was crying and screaming like a little baby and child. But you know what? I give you the raw version of me, Mr. Mike. I do not throw punches. I do not try to edit or hide myself in any way, shape, or form. That is me. That is the true me. I'm a fucking baby sometimes when it comes to playing games like this. And I can get really vocal and shit and swear a lot and act like a 2-year-old. But you know what? I still have fun with the game and I still have fun playing it. And then when I turned on all those cheat things and I played it and I was still getting achievements and doing that stuff, I'm like, okay, this helps me out a lot. So sadly, I have to report I still have all those cheats on, those mods as they like to call them, game mod cheats. And I've been playing the game and I've been earning, been able to do more stuff playing the game. And it's been feeling a lot better to me for somebody that can't do 90% of that shit. But sometimes I'll take off some of the cheats or mods and stuff and I'll play legitly. But most of the time, if I just want to unlock new parks and do a lot of the questing in the game, you could maybe say, a lot of the events and stuff, I have to have the mods on. I'm sorry I have to say that, but like it says in there, it's not like it goes up to any pro scores or anything. It's not affecting anybody else. It's just for me and myself. I still get achievements and stuff, and that's okay with me. So yes, I've been playing it the baby way. I know. Shame on me, Mr. Mike, for being a bad boy. But still having fun with it, and it plays better on the ROG Ally once I got all those mods on. And I've been having some fun with the ROG Ally as well. I like playing a lot of games on the ROG Ally. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 works amazingly on the ROG Ally. So played a bunch of that. Fun games. Just, and if you suck at them, like I do, if you suck at the game like I do, turn on the mods. What can it hurt? You still get achievements. And sure, you can't use that for pro leaderboards and scores boards and stuff like that, but at least you're having fun with the game. You can learn the tricks better. You can do a lot of stuff you normally can't do in the game, balance, all this other stuff, and makes your overall fun still fun, especially if you're getting it off Game Pass. It's not a big hassle there. Already talked about playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed Shadows on my ROG Ally via Xbox Cloud Gaming. Like I said, it's multi-bente. I didn't put Star Wars Outlaws on there because I didn't play enough of it to really meaningfully say I played the game. I just started the game, played a little bit of the game, just walked around, did a few things, and just to see how well it ran, and that was it. And then I got out of Star Wars Outlaws, but like I said, I played a good, I think over an hour of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now note, a lot of that chunk of that hour was a lot of video, a lot of story, which I was, I wasn't upset about. I like a good story. Tell me a good story. And then I'll get in the game, start playing it a little bit, learn the basics and stuff like that. And it seems like it's going to be a really fun game, a really fun time in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I cannot wait. And I found out it was made by the people that made Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so of course it's going to be great. If it's made by them, of course it's going to be great. So like I said, I played that via Xbox Cloud Gaming. And then the final game I've been playing on and off, which I am on the very second to last chapter of, I found out. I've been playing still Crime Scene Cleaner. Also on my Xbox ROG Ally, or not Xbox ROG Ally, on my ROG Ally. Excuse me, the Xbox ROG Ally ain't out yet, and of course they're not going to give me one ahead of time. But yeah, I've been playing Crime Scene Cleaner. The second last mission, as like I said, I looked it up. I'm on the second last mission, so I'm very close to the end on this game. The second last mission, you're in the museum, this big giant museum, and you got to clean all this stuff all over the museum. That shit's going to take me a long time, but eventually I'll get through it. Eventually I'll clean it all, get all the dead bodies out and all that stuff. And then the final one, the final level, I forgot what it's going to be like, but it'll be that, and then I'll be done playing Crime Scene Cleaner. And that was a very fun game, even though all I'm doing is cleaning stuff and getting rid of dead bodies and stuff. But it has been very fun. The story, to me, non-existent. Other people and what they're saying, the game has a story to it. I only know of his daughter needing to be in the hospital because she's got some issues, and that's it. And the mom's not in the picture, and you're working for this mob boss and his family and stuff like that, and that's it. And you're cleaning up crime scenes and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm all about it, all for it, all about it. So, but it's fun. It's a fun game, and like I'll say here and now, it's on Game Pass. Just like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 on Game Pass. Just like Minecraft Bedrock Edition on Game Pass. So a lot of those games are Xbox Game Pass games. Now note, I did purchase and owned Minecraft Bedrock Edition for a long time before Game Pass came out. So it's not like I don't own it. I own it already. But, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 I got on Game Pass. And, of course, Crime Scene Cleaner I got on Game Pass as well. So, Game Pass, saving me a bunch of that ching, ching, ching so I can go and get some bling, 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 baby. And that was all the games that I played in the past week. For the past week. Not too shabby, if I may say so. Now, let's get into the news. That is the game's news. And then, after that, we will end this podcast show. It's another semi-long podcast, but like I said, that's what happens when you get very involved with the talking. And I hope you guys are liking my countless talking and ranting. I hope that's good for you guys. I really appreciate it if you listen to my horrible voice. So now on for the game's news. That is the game's news of this show.
Locked and loaded, ready for the fight. Game Talk Newz, gonna set the stage alight. Mr. Mike's got the scoop, he ain't holding back. Dropping bombs on the gaming industry track. Hear the thunder, feel the roar. Game Talk Newz, gonna settle the score. From E3 to PAX, they got it all. The highs and lows, ready to brawl.
Yeah, Games Talk Newz. So remember, folks, this was also created with AI, this song, via me. Now, no, this was me putting in all my own stuff into it. So technically, it's not ripping off anybody. So, Yes. Just want to make that clear because I know, like I said, a lot of people are AI skittish, and I know AI can be really bad at times, but sometimes it can be really cool, and it helps out with making stuff easier for my life a little bit here. I was going to kick it off with another story, but I'll kick it off with this, talking more about Star Wars Outlaws and how the great old, amazing, super awesome Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot has basically shoved and kicked and swept and kicked some more and put some more dirt in Grogu's eyes and kicked him under the curb with, everybody else, and K-Vests and Knicks and everything just swept under the carpet, saying, hey, Star Wars Outlaws flopped because the brand itself was in choppy waters, as the Ubisoft CEO has stated. So basically, the poor reception for Star Wars Outlaws and the poor performance to meaning poor sales and stuff. Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, stated that, hey, it's just because the franchise is not doing so hot from Disney on their side, from movies, TV shows, stuff like that. And I can't say he's wrong. Nobody can say he's wrong. A lot of that stuff has been, I like most of it. Like, I like The Mandalorian a lot. I like the Obi-Wan story. I wish there was just more of it. Didn't watch Andor yet. I have it. I actually have it recorded, but I didn't watch it yet. I know that's like the prequel stuff before Rogue One. I know that. And the movies, yeah, they're not the best, but the Skywalker saga trilogy, I like Rey. Daisy Ridley's hot, so fuck it. But yeah, a lot of people not liking Star Wars, and I can understand why. And then they keep announcing more and more projects, more and more movies, all this stuff that's not coming to being, and it's just like, what are they doing? Why is Disney just throwing all these darts all around the dartboard and not hitting anything? Why don't they focus? I think that's the problem with a lot of these giant corporations and trying to milk their franchises and stuff. It's just like that with their Marvel stuff and everybody else with their properties and stuff. They try to keep milking these same franchises over and over and over and over again, and then they expect gold every time, and it's like, no, the gold is going to go away. The mine is going to go dry. And they don't understand that because you got these, excuse me, I'm hitting my microphone again, because you got these one-dimensional fucking corporate stooges up there in these corporations, these stupid executives that know shit. They think they know everything. They're up in their high, mighty suits and stuff. They think they know. They don't know shit. I know more shit than they do. You put me up there in Disney upper class there, in charge of all the movies and series and stuff. I bet you I could come up with a better thing, and I can come up with movies for people to run. I can come up with a bunch of shit a lot better than these fuckers. And I don't know shit from Shamola, and I can create. I got ideas for prequel stuff. Like, I have an idea in my head that's been in my head for a long time now for a good movie. I'm not going to mention it here on this podcast, but let's say the dark side is going to be really dark with this movie, and it would have to be a rated R movie. I'm just going to let you know that, folks. This would have to be a hard R movie, but it's set in the Star Wars universe, and it's going to be the prequel. This is going to set up all the other movies and stuff. And in my mind, I'm just like, I can play this movie in my mind, and I'm like, oh, fuck. If they would ever know about this movie and if they ever put it out there, people would fucking cream their pants to watch this movie. Now, no, you're probably thinking, oh, what do you know, Mr. Mike? Well, I watch thousands to hundreds of thousands of hours of entertainment all the time. I play video games, movies, TV shows, all that stuff. I think I got an idea on what people like, and I got a very big idea what I like and what I want. So I don't really give a shit what people want or like, and that's how they should make it. These people that make these movies, create these movies and franchises and stuff, they should say, well, fuck the people. I'm going to make what I like. And if I think it's going to be really cool, then it should be cool because it'll be interesting in an innovative way. That's how I think on stuff. And I create some interesting stuff. You see my shit. I don't care what people think about my videos or whatnot. I just have fun making them. Like this podcast. I don't give a fuck about this podcast, people. But I just like doing it. And I like talking. And if you like this podcast or not, which I noticed a lot of you have been watching more of it on YouTube, and I noticed there's been more downloads of the podcast on my website at OldFreakyGamer.com or Podbean or all your major podcast apps. So the podcast is getting listened to or watched a lot more, and thank you for that, folks, even though I'm not making a dime, cent, or penny off of this. But yeah, things, I just make things because I want to. And I make what I like. So if people did that and more than, oh, let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the statistics. Let's do all these study groups and make these fucking static films and TV shows. Maybe that's why people aren't enjoying your shit, because it's not something that's not your shit. It's a corporate stooge shit that people don't like. And I might like some of that shit. But because I'm very simple, I'm not complicated at all, folks. I can watch really bad movies and like them. There's exceptions to that rule. Like, I'll just tell you right now that second, what is it called? Trying to think. The second Ghost Rider movie, Spirits Within or whatever it was called, or Spirit Chains, whatever it was. The Spirits, I don't know. It's the second sequel to Ghost Rider. It's the second one. That really sucked. It was really boring. I watched it in the theaters and I fell fucking asleep. It was so bad. I hated it. It was bad. It was a bad Ghost Rider. First one was so good. The second one just... There's others. I would have to think about them. But Ghost Rider's always stuck to my mind because it was like... I went to the movies to see it and I was like so excited because the first Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider was so awesome. Oh... Second movie, let's just say, from my other franchise from Warner Brothers, Wonder Woman 1942, people. Horrible. Doesn't matter how great Gal Gadot looks in her tight outfit. Doesn't matter how good the other ladies look. It was a snooze fest of a movie. Snooze. Very snoozy. Very sleepy. I got very bored and sleepy. I don't even remember what the fuck happened. Something happened. I don't know. She was in a mall or whatever one time, and then she was fighting this other weird lady, Catwoman lady, something. I don't know. Black Panther, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what happened in that Wonder Woman movie. It was just so bad and so boring. It could have been way better, but it wasn't. Those were the two on the top of my mind there. But yes, sure, the game came out. People are saying, well, the game's performance issues, bugs, complaints about repetitive gameplay and stuff like that, and how Gamez looked and stuff. Like I said, when this game came out, I enjoyed it out of the gate. I didn't have too many problems. Sure, there was some learning curve to some of the stuff, and I learned how to... I eventually learned how to scam the game, which is great because that's what you are. You're an outlaw scammer kind of a person. You're basically Han Solo. Gamez is basically the female Han Solo. So you're basically doing the smuggle. You're doing the same smuggle. You're doing this stuff and doing stuff in the game. Like I will tell you guys some of my secrets for trying to get through some of these places. If you go through some of these bases and stuff, you go find somewhere there's a steam vent or whatever where it gets really steamy, or grass or whatever. Most likely, I would say steam vents and stuff, or steam grates and stuff. Those are the best areas. Do a little whistling because they let you whistle in these games, and you could go... And then either stormtroopers or whatever your enemy comes in there, and then you just knock them out, kill them, whatever. And then you can build up as big as mountain of bodies as you want. And when all the bad guys are done and gone out of the area, you could just go through the whole area and clean out whatever you have to clean out, do what you have to do. And there's no stormtroopers or anything coming after your ass. And it's like, beautiful. And then you got a pile of bodies just sitting there in the steam vent the whole time, rotting away. And it's like beautiful. And that's how I started playing the game, you know, stealthily trying to take out each and every person, pretending I'm like the Predator or something, going, hello, come here. Hey, Nix, go get that guy. Have him come over here. And then just go and go boom, boom, take him out. One at a time. But yeah, the Star Wars franchise has not been very good lately, and could be a lot better. But still, the game Star Wars Outlaws is a very good game. I highly recommend it. Jeff Gerstmann really recommends it. Other people, I think, said that they really recommend it. I think people should give it another shot, especially now that it has its updates and DLC and all that stuff. Why not? Another game that was not super big out the gate, but people do like it, and now it's getting a new update to it, which is bringing third person and new game plus modes to this game. That would be Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, another Disney franchise, but a really good one. This game I got to get back into, folks, and I forgot if this game is also a game cloud streaming game. I think it is. I just would have to buy it because I got the physical disc of this. But if it goes down in sale, because I think it's still a higher price for this game, but if this goes down in price for Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, I got to get back into this game too. I started playing it, I played a bunch of it, and then I just fell off of it because other games started rolling out really quickly, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a lot of game for me to play. And I do like my Avatar movies and stuff. And they put out this new patch and stuff before Fire and Ashes coming out this December 19th. They said, shit, Massive Entertainment's like, hey, and publisher Ubisoft announced that, hey, they say here in this article that it came out, it was a very good 2023 first-person shooter set in the titular world of Pandora. But this update, you could play in third person this time, and it has New Game Plus mode. New Game Plus mode I don't care about as much, but definitely care a lot about third person mode. So that's going to be sweet when I can just go into third person mode and play as my avatar. That's going to be cool. Also, previous updates since Frontiers of Pandora released added 40 frames per second modes for consoles, and the Skybreaker and Secrets of Spire story packs, and a revamped Hunter's Guide as well. So a lot of this stuff has gotten updated a lot, and it looks really good. You know, like I said, maybe I'll have to buy it again digitally so I can play it on my PC and ROG Ally. But I really liked it. I'm glad they got an update for it. And I want to try out that third-person mode. That seems cool. Maybe I'll try that out on my Xbox because I have it for Xbox. Maybe I'll try out third-person mode on my Xbox because I always felt like first-person mode was a little too hindrance for the Avatar game, so it was making it a little harder for me. Now that will be able to see my character, it might actually help me play the game better and do stuff in it. I don't know. We'll find out, because I do like going in third person a lot for stuff. More Microsoft news, aka Xbox news. So Microsoft has now permanently and abruptly, as they say, pulls the plug on its movies and TV store for Xbox and Windows. So they're no longer selling movies or TV shows and music anymore, because I think they got rid of the Groove music a long time ago. I forgot if they got rid of that, but no more movies or TV stuff. So all that content is going to be gone. And they say without prior warning, because this has been a big news story. But were they really making any money? If they were not making really that much money, and it costs probably money to license a lot of these movies and TV shows to put on their console and stuff to sell and rent and stuff, if they're not making the massive profits from this kind of a business, I'm pretty sure they're just like, might as well cut the deals, because doing all that deal making between all those, partners and movie studios and stuff is a lot of work, let's just say. And I never understood with Netflix and Disney Plus and Amazon Prime Video and so on and so on, and still people like me buying physical media and other streaming platforms. I don't think this was the best way. And if I want my stuff, I think I only bought like one TV show and two TV shows I think I ever bought from the Microsoft thing. And that was a long time ago because I wanted to see what it is. One was Hogan Knows Best from the late Hulk Hogan, an episode with that. And another one was, I think, Good Time with Weapons or something with a South Park episode, A Good Time with Weapons, which I own anyways. But those were the only two things that I actually ever cared about getting and owning. But, yeah. Otherwise, I never really bought anything from them at all. I think I used to buy music from them a long time ago, back when it was WMA music all the time on my real players and stuff. But who cares? It's a new generation. Nobody buys digital movies and TV. I'm sure people do, but it's not that big of a business. If you're going to buy that stuff, buy physical media still for that. I still highly recommend and highly suggest you buy physical Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff still, because for movies and TV shows, good luck and find them on streaming services, because these streaming services are horrible with a lot of that stuff. And, some of these streaming services, like right now, I'm recording some stuff from a streaming service, and I'm looking at some of these film or TV show franchises and stuff. I'm looking like mostly the TV show franchises, and it's stuff owned by that streaming service. And I'm like, where's these episodes? Where's those? It's like they took them out of the lineup or something. I'm like, why did they do that? Excuse me. I'm going to turn on something here. There we go. I had to turn on another light because it's getting dark, because it's getting late. And I'm like, what? Why are they taking away some of these TV episodes and stuff? I don't know. The world of entertainment is corrupt and weird, because anytime, for any little stupid reason, stuff could get plucked out of existence. Stuff will get changed and edited or put on different platforms. It is a horrible, horrible cycle of how all this media is going digital. That's why I try to get as much as I can physically, and just digitize them myself and put them on my own private servers. And I have totes and totes and totes of movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So just in case, the world goes to an end and stuff, I got all this media physically and digitally if we still got electric. But if the internet ever went down, I still got my own media. So don't have to worry. Xbox is also saying goodbye to $80 games. What? Wait, hold on.
Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real.
What? They're getting rid of $80 games.
Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real.
Didn't they just say they were going to charge you $80 for games?
Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real.
I'm going to end it there. But for now, so I guess there's been enough bad negative press and bad feedback and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure people aren't too happy with Microsoft, aka Xbox right now, but mostly parent company Microsoft, but Xbox, of all the bullshit going on with layoffs, all the other stuff. And then they want to charge $80 for games going forward with their first party games. I guess they wanted to get some good publicity going forward. So they rewound. Don't I have the rewind thing? I thought I had the rewind thing. I don't have the rewind thing, do I? Hold on. Don't I have... Oh. There we go. That's a record scratch, but you can get the gist. didn't they just, started saying we were going to charge more for games, just like we're doing for consoles and pricing them out for everybody because of so-called tariffs and all the other bullshit. And now they're going back before they even started saying, we're going to go back to $70 games. So their first game, which is going to be was supposed to be $80, which was going to be The Outer Worlds 2, is now dropped down to $70 again. And promises to keep our full-priced holiday releases to the old standard, they said. So they said, Microsoft stating that we're going to keep all our stuff, all our games, till the holidays at least, $70. So The Outer Worlds 2 is going to be $70, which a lot of people were questioning, well, was it going to be worth $80 to begin with? I don't know. I'm getting it on Game Pass, so I don't really give a shit, but they were going to transition from the $70 or $69.99 or $70 price point to $80 for games, but now they're like, hey, we're focused on bringing players incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep our full-priced holiday releases, including The Outer Worlds 2, at $70, in line with current marketing conditions. And they also started giving refunds for people who pre-ordered the game for $80, so people get their $10 credit. We've received your SOS via Skip Drone about pricing. Developer Obsidian stated a much sillier message directly to fans on social media. As an organization devoted to making sure that corporations do not go unfettered, we at Earth Directorate have worked with Redacted to revise the price of Outer Worlds 2. So, they're doing this as a little fun joke poke at Microsoft and everybody else for wanting to charge $80 for games. Like Nintendo for a certain Mario Kart game that should never have been $80. Nintendo. Bad Nintendo. You guys are seemingly like you're getting bad. Apple of the video game market, though. So that's what they do. But I don't know. I hope Microsoft learns from this. If they sell more copies of The Outer Worlds 2 at $70, because they're putting this on a multi-platform, so Xbox, PlayStation. I don't know about Switch 2 yet, because a lot of people are having trouble getting developer kits for Switch 2s out here. So that's probably why we're not seeing too many third-party games like Microsoft games. I thought they would flood the Switch 2 with Microsoft Xbox games and stuff, but I guess maybe because they got to wait for some developer kits as well, because Nintendo's being Nintendo and they're being skittish on all that. But, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, I hope Microsoft learns, and I hope selling these games at $70, if people buy enough of them, or, still subscribe to the Game Pass, but if people buy enough of them at $70, maybe they'll keep it at $70 going forward. They'll say, hey, we just made a decision. We're just going to keep our games at $70. We're not going to jump our first-party games up to $80 yet, unlike other people out there. So, I don't know. Because it seems like bad business decisions when you're saying, oh, we're going to charge $80 for these games. Maybe they saw their pre-sales charts, their pre-order sales for the game not doing so hot, and they're like, oh, maybe it's because we're charging another $10 on top of the game and people aren't buying it and stuff. We'll drop it to $10 and stuff. We'll see how that works out. And then they find out that it works really well, and then they're like, okay, let's try to keep them at $70. Let's try to do other stuff, like try to make your games, less costly to make. They can do that. People could do that. But we'll have to see. Like I said, corporations, people. Corporations. So more Ubisoft news. Assassin's Creed Shadows might be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. So I'm guessing Yves Guillemot and stuff, Ubisoft saying, hey, we might be porting our game Assassin's Creed Shadows to the Switch 2 eventually, because why not? We port all our games. We like to put as many games on the Switch as possible. Hey, I got mine streaming on my ROG Ally, bitches, so I'm good. It's probably still going to look and play better than the Switch 2 version because, shit, that's a big game. And that's a big, very big, powerful game. It'll probably run, but I'm sure you're going to lose some stuff out of the game, like, I don't know, assets or something. It's not going to look as good on the Switch 2 because they got packing all that data. Unless if you got to download the game, which then it'll be better. But still, you got to run that game. It's a lot of game there to run. It's a big game. Assassin's Creed games are big games. Unlike WWE 2K25, which I hear is on the Switch 2, but people are not happy at all, especially fans, because WWE 2K25 for the Switch 2 has pulled out a lot of the things that I personally, as once a big wrestling fan and a wrestling game fan, would not be happy with if I was wanting to get the Switch version of this game. Because you can't upload images to the game, and community creations on the Switch 2 are gone. They ripped those out, and fans aren't happy. So custom arenas and custom wrestlers are not available on the Nintendo Switch 2 console. That is horrible. And I've been hearing a lot of people that bought the game digitally, which is good if they bought it digitally, have requested refunds for the game because either Nintendo, and nobody knows for sure and who's to blame. A lot of people are blaming Nintendo for their very extra strict policies now on the Switch 2 because I guess Nintendo's getting more Nintendo-like, so they're going against the gamers and everybody else again, because they're so paranoid and so crazy because, like I said, they're the Apple of the video game industry and market, so of course they're going to get all crazy and shit. But a lot of people are blaming Take-Two, which I would blame Take-Two as well, or 2K, I should say, which is under Take-Two, because they are the ones that made and are publishing the game, and they could do a lot better. I have never played, I don't think, no, I have, and the other wrestling games were bad, but they said they were getting better, these 2K WWE games, but I don't believe anybody. Eventually, I might want to get one of the older ones. Maybe I'll try to get WWE 2K24 or something. But then I hear if they take the servers down that you can't really do anything in the games, and that would make me really upset. But 2K's been doing a lot of bullshit with their sports games lately with advertising and this and that and all the other bullshit you got to do, microtransactions, and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, my mouth has been a little dry and soured on that stuff. And I'm like, well, even though I'm not a big WWE fan anymore and all that, I would still like to play a good future modern wrestling game. But if you guys are going to fuck away all the good out of it and you're going to give people shit like this, especially when you take away custom arenas and wrestlers, especially from the Switch people, 2 people, and which is on it's on the console and the PC, so why wouldn't this version be just like the other versions? I don't know. It seems very bad. Bad on some people's part. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a wrestling fan really anymore because it just would break my heart. I'll play the old wrestling games. I got those. Like I said, if I ever do something with the Hulkster and stuff and play those old wrestling games again, I'll love those. I'll love those games. Those are the best. The older games, the SmackDown versus Raw games. There, I'll go more in detail. And the original SmackDown games. Back when there was the PS1 and they had the SmackDown games, I got those games. But the SmackDown games and the SmackDown versus Raw games, which that was from the SmackDown. It used to be the SmackDown games, and then they changed them to SmackDown versus Raw games. I love those early games of that. And then it went to WWE. 2020 or whatever, 18 or whatever it was when they first started going WWE something number, that's when it all fell apart. That's when everything went That's when Ukes left and everything else happened, and it's just like and that's when the games went downhill, when they changed all the gameplay and how they play the game. I liked it when it was more simplistic and better back in the day. I don't need all these stupid dynamic camera angles and all this other bullshit. and these little mini games. Just let me play the game, people. But you know what game I'm going to really be excited for if this actually comes out eventually, if they don't, which it just got announced, so it's going to be a little while. Lollipop Chainsaw, anybody? You want more of that? I always wanted more of that after that stream I did of Lollipop Chainsaw Remastered, or Repop, I should say. Well, people. Guess what? Lollipop Chainsaw, the sequel, has been announced as publisher makes odd comment, but not to be imposing creative restrictions. So, the new video game is being developed again by Drogme Games, the successor to the original Kadakawa Games, which launched remastered project Lollipop Chainsaw Repop last year, which I played. Like I said, I streamed it and stuff. Originally, the first one was written by Suda51 and by James Gunn, the guy that's done the Guardians of the Galaxy and is now part of the DC universe. I don't think they can get him back right now to write the sequel, but yeah, I am excited to see a sequel to Lollipop Chainsaw. I would definitely like to see this. I wonder what it would be like. Yeah. What more can I say? I want to see more cheerleader boobs with boyfriend on keychain and chainsaws and stuff like that. With Juliet coming back. She can't be a teenager anymore. She's got to be like a young adult. You got to make her 21, folks. So you got to get her really slutty, especially with her boyfriend head giving her head. Get it? She can get head from her head. She did put him on a body though at the end of the game, right? Yeah, she did. She put him on. Well, she didn't put him on. It wasn't her fault that he went on her old master's body, but he's on the old man body, which I'm like, I wonder if you can fix that. He's on the old man's body because the old man died, gave his body to her boyfriend at the end. So spoiler alert. But yeah, I want to see Juliet again. I want to see more Lollipop Chainsaw. That's fun. They said it sold 1.5 million copies, and that's not the repop version. That's the original version. I'm like, that seems very low, but maybe for people like them at Drogme and Suda51 and stuff like that, maybe that's good numbers. I think 1.5 million is good enough for them. But I wonder how many the repop version sold, because shit, if it sold enough, I know I bought a copy of it. So if it sold enough of that, maybe people are really buying the game and people are still excited about more Lollipop Chainsaw. I know I am. I want to see the sequel, but we'll have to wait and see on how long it'll take to see a sequel to Lollipop Chainsaw, folks. I cannot wait, but I can. Battlefield 6 will release in October for $80. So here we go, folks. EA wants that $80, and they think they're going to get it with Battlefield 6. And I'm shaking my head, no. It's been too long. People aren't going to like this. This is a leak, though, for the $80 price point, as leaks suggest. And there's an open beta coming as well. So pre-orders will go live next week, which if you're watching this or listening to this, that means this week. We'll go next week for standard and Phantom editions. So Battlefield 6 is looking at an October release date and at an $80 price tag. Good fucking luck, EA, on that one. If you want people to come back to that franchise, and it's got to be a really good game, you trying to charge a fucking $80, slapping an $80 price tag is like sending it to slaughter. I can see if you said, I would even say, hey, you know what? We want you guys back in the Battlefield. We want you guys to come back and have some fun. We're sure we're going to have some microtransactions in this fucking game, but shit, we'll sell this game to you for $60 because we want you guys back. No, why would they do? Why would any company do something like that? So $80 apparently, as a so-called leaker and rumor guy person has stated. So we'll wait and find out on the real price. Who also claims rumors of an October 10th, 2025 release date, and that Battlefield 6 will be released on all on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS5, with both the standard version or edition for $80 and a special Phantom edition for $109.99. So $110. That's a weird fucking price. The PC release, however, will reportedly be $70 cheaper. Or $10 cheaper. Sorry, not $70. $10 cheaper, which means it's going to be $69.99. So $70. Oh, great. The pre-order is expected to go live in a week's time on July 31st. We'll reportedly learn that there will be no... We'll reportedly learn later that there will be no early access no matter what edition you buy. That deviates somewhat from the usual industry practice these days, which to me, that's good because early access kills things. I hate early access to things. Microsoft still does it. Get away from that, please. The standard edition owners can now upgrade to the Phantom version at any time for only $30, folks. Whoopie-doo-dah. They talk more about the early open beta. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not going to go into that. I wanted to play a Battlefield game. I liked Battlefield Bad Companies. I always said that EA should get back to the Battlefield Bad Company games, which I know they never will. And that I wanted to go play more of that Battlefield 1. That was pretty cool, but I never did. I think I own that too. I think that's in my Xbox One backlog somewhere. But charging $80 for a franchise game that hasn't been out there for a long time, that they've been fucking up over and over again. EA has not been doing so hot with their video game titles for a while. The sports games, the only sports games that have been selling is their Madden footballs and stuff like that, and their college football or whatever it is and stuff like that. But otherwise, other games they've been trying to put out, EA used to put out a lot of good games. They used to put out a lot of games. They used to have a lot of games and put out a lot of games. Now it's just like, what do you ever hear coming out of EA? They must do a lot of just like online video games and stuff, like those PopCap games and shit like that. That's probably where they make all their money, and plus Madden football, because when do you really hear anything? Sure, they did like a Dead Space remaster here and there. They did that the Burnout Paradise remaster a while back, but that's about it. Otherwise, you don't see nothing popping out of EA anymore. No creativity, no new games. It's just like, what are they doing? How are they making their money? Do they just keep making the money from the same old stuff with microtransactions and stuff and online players? Because I'm like, what do they have anymore? EA has not had any real big good games. They even paused their Need for Speed franchise, which they would always try putting out new Need for Speed games, and now they paused that indefinitely for the Need for Speed franchise. And it's like, what are you guys doing at EA? You're supposed to be a video game company, right? Right? Where's the video games, EA? EA, where's those video games? And I'm not talking about your shitty football. I'm not talking about the overpriced fake Call of Duty, because, you know, Call of Duty's still number one out there, even though Black Ops 6 was not my biggest cup of tea. I kind of gave up on it halfway through. It was okay up to a point, and then I'm just like, maybe I'm just done with shooters for a while like that, or those kind of shooters. But yeah, you're not enticing me to buy Battlefield 6 for $80. Why? Maybe if you made a new Battlefield Bad Company game and you charged like $70, $60 or $70 for that, I'd buy that. Just saying. As a consumer of products that are video games. But that's okay. They'll be on EA's, the EA not EA Plus. What do they call their game online? What's that called? EA subscription service, which is free with Game Pass, because Microsoft has they have their deals with EA and stuff like that somehow, where you get EA games with your games. I forgot. That's probably where they make a lot of their money, from Microsoft. At least until Microsoft pulls the plug on EA for their EA Access, early access game service or whatever. Yeah, I can see that happening. And then in final games news, apparently Sony has taken strategic stake in Bandai Namco with a $464 million deal. So that's $464 million deal, or 68 billion yen in Japanese money. So Sony Corp inked a strategic business alliance with anime and gaming powerhouse Bandai Namco Holdings Incorporated. This deal sees Sony purchasing 16 million Bandai Namco shares from the existing shareholders, positioning the partnership to capitalize on booming global appetite for Japanese intellectual properties, particularly the rapidly expanding anime sector. Yeah, Bandai Namco does some anime, and Sony's big on the anime. So, and owning all the anime. They like to own all the anime. Yeah. Where's this going? I don't know. But Bandai Namco has a lot of IP, and Sony wants to buy into that IP. So, I guess let them buy into the IP, I guess. I forget what stuff they got there, but I bet you I'd remember if I looked at the stuff. But yeah. Dragon Ball, they do some Dragon Ball Z stuff and all that, I guess. Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, that was the final news story. I hope that was exciting, because what more can I say about that? I just wanted to mention that Sony's investing in something. Hopefully there's some games coming out in Bandai Namco that Sony's going to get. Because Sony ain't pulling out any games really too much either. So what has Sony got for the holidays? Maybe another remaster of The Last of Us Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? What has Sony got for games? You know, I didn't hear anything about that Wolverine game yet or anything else. What's going on, Sony? You guys used to put out a lot of stuff, too. What happened? I know Microsoft ain't doing so hot, but they got still a ton of studios, even though they closed a lot and sold off a lot of their help. But still, they got stuff. They got studios. They're still making shit. A lot of stuff. Sony, what do you got? I don't hate being a dick. I'm a dick. I'm being a dick, folks. I'm sorry. That's it for the podcast, folks. I'm getting into Dicksville. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to go and try to, I don't know, if maybe I could play a little bit of a game here and there. A little bit, maybe 30 minutes, because I got to get to bed. Because tomorrow, as I'm recording this today on Thursday, as I'm reminding you guys for the 5th time, tomorrow is Friday. I'm recording this on Thursday night. And tomorrow I got to be up and early for work. And then I got to go home, eat, take my gamer nap, and I got to be up and well rested to play Robocop Rogue City as RoboMike comes in at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube Live at OldFreakyGamer, or Twitch.tv at OldFreakyGamer, or OldFreakyGamer.com to stream Robocop Rogue City. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show. Like I said, feel free to jump on oldfreakygamer.com for stuff like live streams, videos, podcasts, and much more. Or you could go to my YouTube channel on youtube.com/oldfreakygamer-2023. Hit me up on social. I'm on both Twitter and BlueSky. Just type in OldFreakyGamer, all one word. Or you can email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com if you've got any comments, questions, or whatnot. thank you. I'm going to get out of here. I want to eat a brownie too. I got a brownie. Got to eat a brownie. It's brownie time, folks. So everybody, again, thank you for joining me. This outro is my remixed version of the theme song. It's the other version, and it's a lot less long, but I'm going to play the whole thing. So again, thank you. And I'm out of here. So game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this game button. This show is now game over.
OldFreakyGamer plays all night. Joystick in one hand, fries in the other. He's the king of one more level, brother. Press start, he's in the zone. His throne's a squeaky chair alone. OldFreakyGamer, he's got the knack. Blasting through the game's attack. Level up and don't look back. OldFreakyGamer on the track. 8-bit dreams and a 16-bit past. His reflex is slow, but his will is fast. Button mashing like a man possessed. High score chasing, he's obsessed. Respawn, repeat, rage, quit, restart. Every pixel's a work of art. Game over doesn't mean goodbye. He's back again, give it one more try. OldFreakyGamer, he's got the knack. Blasting through the game's attack. Level up and don't look back. OldFreakyGamer on